This is Anthony McFarland. Welcome to a Better You podcast, the after show. Excited to be with you. Glad you could join us. We are fortunate to have with us in the studio today, amongst this live audience here in the studio and listeners from around the world watching, my special guest today and future co-host. I'm excited about it. He's just a phenom. On the Better You podcast is a partner and VP of sales for Dwell. He leads a dynamic team that represents buyers and sellers with over 15 years of experience in the real estate industry, as well as entertainment industry longer. Drawing from his years of experience in entertainment business, Jeff is well known throughout Southern California as an area expert, noted for his integrity and professionalism, in addition to neighborhood families, which I love that. He represents entertainment industry personalities, professional athletes, business managers, owners, investors, and many others. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jeff Gilstrap.
Hey.
Man, it's a blessing.
Thank you so much.
Be with you. Come on, give it up for him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the iPad. I'm wondering who he's talking about. He said a lot of stuff there.
Share a little bit about, what you're doing in this season of your life. Share with the people, what it is that you do.
Wow. Well, I mean, at this stage of my life, being a father, first is very interesting. with a daughter, she's 16
Yes.
years old. She's my
He has a beautiful wife and
beautiful
14?
15.
15.
Going
Man.
on 16, and that's enough in itself, because there's an obligation and responsibility that goes along with that, and you have to, do your man thing. You have to
Right.
do your dad thing. You
right.
got to be all that, and with the business opportunities and endeavors, running a real estate company and teaching people how to sell real estate, how to, be a professional in the industry. For us, it goes beyond that. For me, it goes beyond that, because what we're really doing is teaching people how to make a living, how to be, the young men that get licensed with us, we're teaching them how to be men, because it goes beyond just the
That's
business.
right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
When you're a man of God. So that's what I've got my hand into, and still some entertainment stuff. That's your first loves, to be into
You'll never get
music,
away from
and
that.
you're not going to get away from the entertainment business, but you can step back from it and just have a different perspective through the wisdom and the teaching provided by the Holy Spirit.
Now, we've had a few conversations about where you're at and where you're going, but specifically, you share with me your vision are you being purposeful in this season to cast vision for professional athletes, professionals in the entertainment industry, to understand the importance and power of infrastructure and bringing those dollars back into the community? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, that's really something that has to be talked about, and it's been on my heart for a long time to see people working together, like-minded people working together, people of the same faith working together, people of the same race working together, because a lot of the different cultures, that's what they do. Some communities, especially in the Jewish community, there's a lot of real estate owned. There's a lot of real estate owned, and people from other countries that invest here in the United States where we reside, and they really, really have a bond where they'll work with each other. There'll be the contractor, the construction people, the bankers, the real estate team.
That's right.
And it's a tight-knit organization, and it's very profitable, and people are prospering and taking over neighborhoods with gentrification and all the things that brings to a city like Los Angeles and throughout the country. So what we speak about with our team of agents, our clients, our athletes is, how can we work together? How can we have a second chance, in this genre of business? A lot of times people don't want to work with I don't want to say it, but I'll just say black people don't want to work with black people all the time because, oh, well, there's going to be some problem that comes up, or it's not going to be professional, and we're going to have a little issue, and it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to go and I'm going to try and find somebody who's better. And that may be true. But in every situation, there is a challenge that pops up. It's business. There is some trouble that comes. Maybe the guy comes to your house and doesn't fix the sink the right way. Or maybe the lawyer didn't do you the way you wanted to have it done. Or maybe there's some other professional that didn't do it. But our message is, how are we going to learn to sell a $25 million house and be good at it? If the LeBron Jameses of the world, the Sean Puffy Combses of the world,
never
the
give
wealthy,
you a shot.
don't give you a shot. Now, after I've had the shot, there may be some challenges. But, hey, I'm going to learn from that, and we're going to be better. But if we never get the chance to, well, of course you're not going to have faith in what we do. So we had a chance to get that message out. And anytime I'm talking with from an athlete to a private citizen to this group that we have here, the message is we have to give each other a chance. And there may be an issue, but, and I'll just say it in plain English. Mr. Wong will go find Mr. Chong, and they'll get together and they'll work together. Mr. Weinstein will work with Mr. Feinstein, but if Mr. Feinstein does something wrong, he goes and gets another person.
Bernstein.
Mr. Bernstein.
Right.
But we can't say, hey, I just work with Tyrone and I work with Leroy, and Leroy didn't do so well, so I'm going to get
Benny.
someone else.
Right.
Right? So we can go find Lou Williams, and he's awesome. We can go find Jeff Gill, and he's going to be awesome. And we're going to give each other an opportunity to succeed or fail, within the community.
I appreciate you owning your truth and not being afraid to share your truth, because there are some individuals, I'm sure, maybe sitting here or out there, that are saying, well, why is he, why is he messaging that, in essence, black people should do more business with black people? I have friends from India who do business with Indians. I have friends in the Armenian community, great relationships, and they do business within their community.
Yeah.
And nobody frowns upon it. Nobody, makes an issue out of it. But as soon as you hear someone of African American descent say, we need to do business, give each other a shot, then there's a problem with that type of dialogue. And so, with that, on the podcast today, we talked about how decisions determine decades. And it's obvious you've made some decisions so that you can have an effect on the next 10 years of your life, if not 20, because when we talk about culture, I've shared this on different platforms, that when I'm within a Jewish circle, they're not planning just for a decade.
No.
They're not planning for 20 years.
Yeah.
They're planning for
60.
60.
Yeah.
That's the number, yeah, if not 100, and how that wealth will pass from generation to generation. What would you share with people who have had a tough time making decisions, especially quality decisions, that will yield them greater results?
Well, that's a broad question. I'll try and pick out a few ways to answer that. You first have to make a decision. We get stuck a lot of times in the paralysis of analysis. The what if this happens, what if that happens. I think that I've been fortunate to have tried so many things. I dream big. God gave me just this mind that just wants to try a lot of different things. And
We
you
have that in
fail.
common.
Yeah, we will fail in
Yeah.
order to get to a success. The vacuum salesman that knocks on the door has to get 30, 40 no's before he finally sells a vacuum, and he just can't be afraid of that. He has to say, thank you for the no, thank you for turning me down. The next one's going to say, yes, okay, it's not you, well, I'm getting closer. And that attitude requires commitment. If you have commitment, then you can succeed, because you're going to find out, I'm committed to this for this long. I did all the things I was supposed to do to be successful. I tried it long enough. And there's a rule in business, it takes 10,000 hours.
That's right.
It takes 10,000 hours to be committed to it, to find out if it's going to work. It may work sooner, right? But it may take longer, and your success may be farther away than you think it is. So
Right.
I think commitment is big,
Okay.
and I think preparation
There you go.
for success is huge. Communication is big. Listening is just gigantic. Being able to listen and pick out, the nuggets that you need for yourself within wise counsel, people that you can go to for opinions and all that stuff, and being surrounded by that, and stepping out of your comfort zone is big. A lot of us are so guarded because you've been hurt one time. Something
Or
happened
2 times,
to you.
or 3 times.
Or 3 times. Well, you should learn something after the 3rd time.
There you go.
But that doesn't mean that you shut it down. That just means you get better at trying. And if we're talking about financial success, I think you can't even mention that without doing the whole picture. You got to take care of yourself.
Right.
The last thing you want to do is be so focused on everything and make this phenomenal living and all this money, and you've let your body go.
And
There's been so many
your
people.
health fails you.
Your
Yes.
health fails you. There's been so many people I've talked to. They're like, well, I'm gonna get myself together. When I finally make enough money, I'm gonna get my membership at the gym. When I finally do this, I'm gonna do that. When I finally get here, then I can do that, because that's not important right now. I'm gonna take care of my health after I get paid. No, you need to do them all, because
That's right.
people are watching.
That's right.
They're attracted to your positive energy. They're attracted to, they're going to bring you opportunity based on you being available and being the best version of yourself.
Of yourself.
That you can
That's good. Share with us one of the greatest obstacles that you've ever faced and how you overcame that obstacle.
be. Wow.
Just one.
Wow. I could share some, personal tragedies with losing family members, but I think that a lot of people have gone through that. I unfortunately lost my father. 4 years after that, I lost my brother, and a few years later, we lost my mother. And I can say that through the tragedy, it has made me stronger.
Yes.
I can't go back and bring them back. I'll see them at another time, in the future. But I learned how to recover. I learned how to pick myself up.
Yes.
Having it happen so much in a row, you learn how to pick yourself up, and you should learn how to pick yourself up. And I was able to pick out some things that helped me be good at grieving, be good at realizing that, this earth is still turning, and I can take a time out, but I can't get out of the game. And, I have to figure out how I can get in the game and grieve.
Right.
And I can't just pick one over the other. When I'm done grieving, then I'm going to go and do this. Well, okay, for a minute, a month or two, or whatever the time limit is. But I can't be defined. There you go. I didn't allow it to define me. You're the guy that this happened to. You're the guy. I'm the guy now. I'm going to wear the jacket.
Right.
And this is
happened.
why I can't do this. No, I'm not. I'm the guy that God blessed, to be a blessing to other people.
Right.
And to dream and to think big and to inspire people, and I'm going to keep being that guy in spite of.
Yes.
So that's probably the best way for me to answer that question.
That's good. How can people get in touch with you? They have questions about purchasing property, investing in property, buying more properties.
Well, I mean that's easy. My number's been the same forever. I don't hide it. It's been the same for 30 years. I'm a Sprint customer, and I've been paying them a lot of money for 30 years. So I'm not one of those where it's like, oh no,
Sprint needs to send us a check right now.
You got to ask for my number. I'll give it to you because I want you to call. You can reach me at 310-678-6323. I will answer the phone. You can email me. The company is Dwell California Homes. You can reach me at Jeff Gill, that's with a G, Geoff, Gil, at Dwell California Homes, or go to the website, dwellcaliforniahomes.com. And like I said, I'm big on answering and getting back to people. Some of the best executives that I used to work with in the entertainment business, the presidents of the companies would call me back. Mm-hmm. All the people that thought they were important that worked under the president, they were too fly to call you back. And I respected the presidents, for their behavior and their dedication to returning calls. So
that's good. Come on, let's give it up. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. And again, Jeff is going to be a co-host on some of our future shows. To live a remarkable life, it's vital. Remember, it's vital. You take consistent action in spite of your fears and doubts, and jump in. Step into the fire of extreme change. That's what I call it. And better yet, go to Amazon.com and order my book, Extreme Makeover of the Mind. I believe it will bless you. Listen, I want to hear from you, what you learned and what some of your takeaways were from this after show, hearing some of the wisdom that Mr. Gilstrap shared with us. There's a message box below. Please put a comment in that box and like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and share the channel. God bless you until the next time. Thank you for joining me on A Better You.
Thank you for tuning into A Better You program with Anthony McFarland.